so either, but I don't know. Rick wants to know if I'm going to announce. He says, hopefully they announce a date tonight for the build off. Chris, do you know the date for the build off yet? Yeah, neither do I.
Take your high business here, Matt.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Is it Rod? No. Oh, okay. Is it okay?
It's an outside the shop deal.
Oh, okay.
It's a good thing that I work here.
Okay.
Because I sell stuff to people up north.
Sure.
And they drive here instead of all the way to my house on the other end of town. All right, good. Wow, look how vibrant this looks.
It really on the video and in real life too.
Oh yeah, but it's even more exciting.
Rick's been working on his telly build up. Rick, what I can tell you is that I'm working on something big. And sometimes something big takes time to kind of pull it all together, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I will say that the original, it's going to be like before summer kicks out. When does summer kick?
Well,
early June. It'll be before early June.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so it could be
the idea, right?
Yeah. Yeah. The idea of this thing was that we didn't want people to ruin a whole summer working through this summer and not getting to do fun summertime stuff.
Yeah. So wintertime is the perfect time to build a guitar in your home shop and or garage.
And if you guys are working on your tellies now, there should be no problem getting it done by the end of the year.
Next week.
I mean, if you worked on,
you could work on it really, really slow.
If you worked on it 1 hour a day, it would take you a month to do it. You know.
Yeah.
Tazzy Tim sent us a super chat and says, "Good day, TTG boys." Thank you, Tim. Doug Seidlitz, hi, Doug. We're gonna talk more about. Hey, Dastardly Dave sent us a super chat and said beer fund. You know, we haven't really used very much beer fund money for beer lately. It's just kind of sitting around, and we don't drink a lot of beer.
You might use it for a lunch fund.
Yeah. All right, Chris. So let's catch everybody up on what we've been doing this week.
Okay.
And then let's talk about what is happening next week.
Okay.
And then let's talk about the topic for this show.
Okay.
And then let's talk a little bit about the Great American Guitar Build-Off.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
And let's take a quick super chat from Doug, who says ad-free plus a rare Thursday off makes for a good day. Oh, thank you so much, Doug. That's very kind of you. We also have a package.
Okay.
And that is
it's not candy.
Well, no, I know what's in there, but I don't know what's in there. You can feel it, and plus I know
tell it wasn't candy.
Yeah.
Or pickups.
Yeah. So, what have you been working on this week?
So I've been working on the HSTs. So all the frets are done. All the pre-assembly is done. We're waiting for one part on every single one of them.
And that's bridges,
and that's
right?
A bridge, yeah.
So we have contacted Hipshot.
Yeah, but they're all wired. I'm missing a couple sets of pickups, but all the Dylan pickups are in the guitars, in their respective guitars. They are bridge and strings away from being done.
So that's the first 10.
First 10.
So if you guys got in on the first 10, you are in a holding pattern for a bridge. Hipshot is, I'm not trying to put Hipshot on the spot here. I'm not trying to be like, okay, it's Hipshot's fault. We ordered those bridges a couple of weeks ago, though.
Yeah.
And because they're custom bridges, they take a while. Someone's probably going to go, why don't you just order 1,000 of them? Well, because they're also a lot of money. So yeah. So they're making them now. Here's what happened. Was it yesterday? Do you remember? I got a thing from Oscar at Hipshot.
I thought it was Tuesday, but maybe yesterday.
So it was either Wednesday or Tuesday. Yeah. Our credit card got charged for the order, meaning that it's on the way, or that we've been charged for.
And now it's charged, it's paid for.
Yeah.
Now it gets boxed, then it gets shipped.
Yeah.
And they're in New York, so that takes
Yeah.
more than a minute to get. So they'll be here. The downside to that is they'll probably get here Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
Next week when we have a class.
That's right. And that class is Chris's Essential Fender Workshop. We've got some guys signed up who coming. We've got a local guy and a guy from Alaska and a guy from Chicago and Nueva York and a handful of other places. Boston, Massachusetts, Austin, Texas.
Just naming places now.
Austin, Massachusetts, and Boston, Texas.
Paris, France,
Paris,
and Paris, Texas.
That's right.
Both.
And Georgia, Russia.
Both Las Vegases.
That's right. So anyway, it's going to be really fun. There's quite a few tellies that are going to get made in that workshop.
Yep.
And some jazz masters. And Jay Valenti sent us a super chat. Let's see what Jay's up to. Hey, Matt, you need to invoice me for a bag to send my HST. Let's stick with the Gator gear bags because they rock. Jay, when the guitars are done, I'm going to email everybody and say, hey, how do you want us to ship it? What do you want us to ship? Like, what case would you like? And so yours is in the next 5.
Okay.
Which I have done. All those are glued up now. So I spent better part of the week this week sanding bodies on. I've actually got 8 guitars back there that I got all glued up, got all the necks shaped. However, that doesn't include the other necks that I shaped today. So, but there's a couple of pretty cool things in there, including some things that I'm calling temporarily, and I'm waiting for Dylan to approve the name on these. I want to call these the Hilux. What do you think of that name?
Well, I like it. I don't know what Dylan will think.
I don't know. Dylan, if Dylan is here, and I think he is, Dylan, the thing that you and I talked about the last time you were in town, I've just been calling the Hilux because I don't want to call it what, the other thing is.
We can call it the Hilux, and he can call it something else.
He can call it whatever. But it seems to me like high luxury. Not the standard. This is the Hilux. Dylan says he loves it. Okay, so all right. I'm.
There you go.
This says it right here.
Proving me once again.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Actually, Dylan says I love it in all capital letters. So yeah, I think and Hilux that's a fun. Hilux is better than Hydrox.
Than Lolux.
I'm an Oreo man.
No Lux.
Okay.
Lux.
So anyway, yeah, Jay says that he agrees that it's Dylan approved. So yeah, okay, cool. So the Dylan's Hilux guitars are they're all glued up, and they look really cool. I'm excited for, and that's all I'm going to tell you guys. They look cool. I'm excited for you to see them one day. It has been a nonstop hand neck shaping. This is the one that I did for Gary today. This is a headstock that Gary. What was the deal with this neck? Or I mean, this headstock initially.
We at one point in classes we were making our own neck blanks with a paddle headstock that everybody could do their own. And
that's right.
For some reason, the CNC machine went a little wonky, and I said, "Don't worry, Gary." And it cut just like a little portion right here.
Well, our chip came off, and I think I did it as a joke, and I cut this off, and I said, "Here's your neck, Gary."
Yeah, I said, "Oh, Gary, well, I'll get you another neck. I have another neck." And he's like, "No, I kind of like it." And then you drew it out, and did it.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, that's cool."
Yeah.
And so now this is Gary's neck.
So he sent a drawing to Steve at Maximum Guitars, and they added this little hump here so that it fits in a guitar rack, so it hangs on the wall. See, like
before it sort of didn't.
Like that. Well, you guys can't see it.
It was a little precarious.
Trust me, it does.
It works.
So Gary couldn't make it for the workshop, but he said, "Hey, I'll pay for a workshop and a neck. Send me the invoice, and I'm going to send you guys some stuff." So he wanted us to make him a neck, and so we did.
Yep. So we made him a neck. He sent us a body blank and all the parts. So
we met
Not all the parts. Dylan sent us some of the parts too.
Yeah, that's right. I was shaping this neck today, and I remember, I'm not going to tell you who it was a guy you know. And he said that the CNC is really the most efficient way to make necks. I'm not going to argue with that. But if you're like me, shaping necks by hand is something that you do a lot. And it's something that I take a lot of pride in that. So for me, while building necks on a CNC machine is definitely, it's not easy. It's not a guitar making machine, but I really like, I have said this for the entire time I built guitars. I prefer this to a CNC something. And I think it's just kind of my, just the way that I am. Some people will tell you, well, the original ones were our template and we make them and now they're exactly like the one true and holy insert name of guitar here. Well, I think that's hogwash. You sampled one, your sample size of one, or maybe you went back and I've seen it. I know for a fact that the 1957 neck that I've seen in some places, that's exactly like the real neck. It's not exactly the same. It's close, but it's not exactly the same. So something about doing neck shaping the old school way is very important to me. So it's not efficient, but it's cool and I dig it. Let's see what you guys have.
You got to keep your skills up, as I found out.
What do you mean?
You gotta make a neck every once in a while.
Or
else you'll lose some of your mojo.
Yeah,
and it takes longer.
Dan Andreas is here. Dylan says it's also a motorsports team name. Hilux, I guess that's a Toyota thing. So that I had no idea that was a thing.
Dylan likes everything. Motorsports. Thing. So
Dave says he remembers when Gary got this neck, the first one. Trans 9 has something. I want to come back to you. So we're going to talk about the thing here in just a second. But he says Electra, West Tone would return, maybe Vantage too. Let's keep those in mind. I want to remember that. Okay. Joy is here. And is waving at everybody. Jay says, shaping necks for the hollow body class was awesome. Super cool. Got to play a neck you worked on with hand tools. Absolutely, man. Dan says he's starting to enjoy neck shaping. Well, okay, guys, if you want to learn more about neck shaping, this turned out really great, by the way. I did this one today, and I did this one today. And this is the one for my guitar for Chris's Essential Telecaster Workshop, or Chris's Essential Fender Workshop. So this is the neck I built. It has black Kingwood. Gary said he wanted black poison wood, and Chris and I are both building guitars. Yours has the same fretboard wood, same neck wood. They're all quarter sawn lumber. Let me see if I can get it in the old camera there. See, look at that. They're all quarter sawn lumber. Yep.
Even though I stared at the end of it
and
sanded with the grain, I still didn't. I just sanded with the grain.
Yep. And so if you'd like to learn how to shape necks by hand, there's a handful of workshops that you can do. One of them has been actually posted on the website for many, many months now. And it's you can do, I forget what it is. Essential Neck Shaping Part 1 and Part 2. You don't have to do both parts. You can do just Part 1. In Part 1, you build basically a Fender style neck and you build a practice neck. In Part 2, you pull all the frets out of your practice neck. You put new frets in the practice neck and you build a mahogany set neck style neck. So, but gang, I tell you what, there's something cool about what do you think? What do you think of these necks, Bicycle Man? That what do you think? These are actually very, very close. It's funny that you can get something to be very close. That the headstocks are a little different because Gary's headstock is a little different.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing about 3 on a side is even the difference between like let's say you were using standard Telly shaped and Stratocaster shaped headstocks. They're different.
Yeah, and Gary's headstock actually, by the way,
transition
has a 3 on a side transition.
Yeah, this is more of a 3 on a side, which is at least for me a little easier to do because the visual thing
it's symmetrical.
is, a little more symmetrical and just easier to visualize what's going to eventually happen. Because really, I just remove the parts of the neck that
don't look like a neck.
A neck. Yeah.
Well, it's funny.
It's hard to tell.
It's funny to me. I make the same neck over and over and over again. Like they're all basically the same. They're about 8.6 here and they're about 9.0 here, and that's the neck that I make. Sometimes they're 8.5 here and 8.9 or whatever. But I've been shaping necks for long enough to where they just kind of all match. And so you look at these, and the contours of these are basically identical, even though I did them by hand. I didn't use a computer numerically controlled machine, man. There's nothing wrong with that. But for me, the only thing that's right with that is you can make a lot of necks without having to work very hard. And I get, guys, I get it. There's a lot of work that goes into getting a CNC machine to do it. So,
that was the worst drink I ever had.
I'm sorry. Butch says he's been doing a lot of neck shaping practice lately, almost ready to use a real neck blank. Stringwood says, I still do it the hard way, not because I think it's awesome, because it's the only way I know how, rasps and spoke shape. First of all, Stringwood, get rid of the spoke shape. That thing is a terrible tool. That is designed by demons, and you are just really inviting yourself to all sorts of bad juju by using a spoke shave in any form for any reason at all.
So doing them by hand with all hand tools isn't the worst thing in the world.
No.
Doing 5 of them with all hand tools starts getting a little harder. And so when in the production aspect, it's not that hard to do it with rasps and files and sandpaper and all that, but it takes a little bit longer.
So why don't you tell everybody about what's happening next week? And I'm going to open up this package from Stu.
Okay. Well, so next week is the Essential Fender class. Basically, the way that one works is this is a little bit newer class for us. We've done similar stuff, but this one you supply your own neck and all your own parts.
And your own body blank.
And your own body blank. Yeah. Now, we did help source some body blanks.
It's commensurately less expensive,
they paid for
too.
Them. Yeah. So the class is a little bit less money to us because basically it's just instruction and a little bit of paint.
Yeah. So what would normally be a $2,500 class is $1,200.
Yeah. So, And so first day, come in, make the body, probably get the body mostly done by the end of the first day. Second day, some sanding, maybe some paint. Third day, all sorts of fun. Yeah. And by the end of the week, you'll have a really cool guitar all ready to go. Yeah.
I'm excited for it. So Stu Richmond sent us these. He said they didn't come in black, but I don't know. I don't know if they're the same or what.
Well, mine says Hutch's Bicycles, so I'll bet you that's for me.
Oh, I bet you it is for you. Okay. Mine, I'm guessing mine is also the same thing.
From Bend, Oregon.
No, mine is Nosler. Oh, okay. Very cool. Nosler Precision. Of course, they make projectiles, among other things. And thank you, Stu. That's very cool of you, man. And you know what? I don't have a lot of not black shirts.
No, but it's still dark.
On some days when it's hot, I kind of am like, I got to wear a black shirt because I don't have, Cool.
Thanks, Stu.
Thank you, Stu. By the way, the knife that I used to open the package is my Gerber Applegate Fairburn assisted opening knife.
My mom says I'm not allowed to play with those.
Yeah, that's why she told me. She's like, don't let Chris play with that.
Cut himself with that and get blood all over the ceiling.
Yeah.
Again.
Do you? Okay, so I use Nosler ammunition every so often. Do you? Have you? What?
So it's a bike shop.
Like a store?
Yeah.
You ever been there?
In Bend, Oregon. No, I've never been to Oregon. So, but they've been open since 1981. Congrats to them.
It is a sweet shirt, Mike. And Joy says it's
Cool.
almost like I have a new dress T-shirt.
Yeah, this is my going to church shirt.
Well, it's funny that you say that. Lefty said Sunday going to church shirt. LOL.
I wear my good jeans with the crease in them.
Yeah, the same. So anyway, all right, I'm gonna put my shirt right here. Okay. Yeah, I think, Chris, I think that your essential Fender style guitar build is going to be really fun. And it's been a long time since I've made a Fender neck out of mahogany. Normally we do a lot of, I said mahogany, I meant maple.
Yeah, there was talk of making them out of white or black limba, but we couldn't find any limba blanks that were suitable
that we liked.
Yeah. So we thought, well, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
And it's easier to shape.
Considerably easier to shape.
Sanding that body today was a breeze.
Oh, is yours all sanded up and ready? Yeah. Cool.
And but doing the neck wasn't the worst thing I've done.
Yeah.
This week.
Your neck looks really good.
Like I said, I got to keep my skills up.
You gotta
get to build necks that often.
So, Chris, today's topic is what brands you'd like to see come back.
Okay.
I suppose you could even say, well, you know what, this brand is still available, but what about just a model that'd be okay too.
Yeah. Okay.
And the reason that I wanted to talk about that, let's see, Watch Boy, I'm just reading this for the first time, says brands going away, coming back. What are TTG's thoughts on their own legacy? When Matt and Chris eventually hang up their pin routers, would TTG name guitars continue in any form? Great question. Stringwood says, why does everyone hate spoke shaves and draw knives? Serious question. Serious answer, because they're really hard to sharpen. So oftentimes people don't sharpen them. And so you have this dull spoke shave or draw knife. It's not that they're hard to sharpen. It's that you got to take them all apart. It's a chisel. A chisel is hard enough to sharpen because you got to get all the stuff out and you got to do it. And you got to have like a dedicated area. Nobody I know has a dedicated area. Like I've seen videos. Here's my chisel sharpening station. And every time I use a chisel, I get this crap out and I do all this sharpening. Cool. No one I know in real life does that. That doesn't mean it's not a thing, but the reason that that spoke shaves and draw knives are panned by so many people, one is probably because I have told everyone that I hate them. That probably has nothing to do with it, but they're generally dull. That's why. That's another reason that people don't like scrapers. They're generally dull. So yeah. Rasps can get dull, but when you buy them, they come out of the package ready to go. You have to sharpen a rasp
and stay that way for a long time.
Yeah,
even the cheap ones.
Yeah, so that's why, my friend. So we've got some people that have said brands and maybe some models that you guys want. I know I've kind of glossed over, so put it back in the comment section so I can see it and we'll come back to it. Okay, guys. But Chris, what do you think? What are some brands or is there a brand or a model that you would like to see? I can't think
of anything right off the top of my head.
Loring said Moe's right.
Yeah. It's
an intriguing one because, and it kind of dovetails into what the Watch Boy asked. There are a handful of people who worked for Semi Mosley building those style of instruments. Now, Semi Mosley's gone. Like he has shoved off his mortal coil.
Yes.
But our friend Ed Elliott has a brand new, has a new shop, a newish shop in Raton, New Mexico. He's been there for over a year. The last time I was down there, he was in the middle of moving. So the sign was up, but he didn't, he wasn't there. So I didn't get to hang out with him. But the next time I go, it's only 4 hours from here at the most. That's if you stop and get Doritos and stuff.
Yeah.
But if you, good night. So he worked for Semi Mosley back in the day. I don't know, in the 80s, 70s, maybe.
70s.
Okay. and he's building Mosrite style instruments. Who's the other guy who's doing the Lord's work with Mosrite?
That's about it.
No, there's that other guy.
Well,
right?
Hallmark.
Oh no, I'm thinking of somebody else that is doing like double necks and hollow.
Oh, you're talking about Terry MacArthur. Yeah, TNM guitars.
Now you got it.
Yeah, yeah. He builds more early style Mosrite stuff.
Yeah,
not Ventures inspired, but Town Hall Party inspired stuff. Yeah.
Yes,
this stuff's really cool.
Mike, you are supposed to sharpen chisels. Some of them come close to, sharp enough to draw blood, but that's Trance 9, in addition to West Tone and some of the other ones that he says that he wished Yamaha would bring back their first generation John, I don't know how to pronounce that, John Mung signature 6-string basses. Do you know those? Okay, I know you. I look to you for all things Yamaha.
All things Yamaha, yeah.
Stu Richmond wants the Ed Roman Wancaster to come back, and he is the only person who wants that to come back. Rick B says Parker. That's Gary's new headstock. Yeah, Parker is a Parker Fly was a fairly innovative instrument. Too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the reason that it comes up is because somebody did a video saying that G&L was out of business. I don't know.
I read more on that today. I still don't know for sure, but it looks like yes.
Okay.
They are. And
so
buying it all up.
Who knows more than me on that? I bet you is Dylan.
Yeah,
I'm willing to bet you if you ask Dylan.
I don't know enough about it.
I don't either, but
to talk seriously about it.
What do you suppose?
It's not going to stop me.
What do you suppose G&L, like, what did G&L bring to the party? It's sort of like it's kind of like heritage guitars. They're good. G&L was good, but was there anything particularly revolutionary that they brought to the party?
No, I think anytime they did try to revolutionary, it kind of fell on deaf ears. They ended up building way more Stratty and Telly and jazz mastery things than they probably really wanted to.
Okay.
They probably wanted to build more, Leo Fender late creations. Than they got to. So
well, and isn't that funny? Like this notion of when Leo Fender leaves a company and then starts another one and then leaves that one and starts another one, you're really only remembered for what people want to remember you for. Like, because one could say, well, gosh, Matt, you've got a Telly style guitar in front of you right now. And your great American guitar build off rule is it has to be a Telly. Yeah, but I'm not nearly as well known as, as Leo Fender. I mean, like I'm nowhere near as I don't have the juice that Leo Fender had.
Yeah.
But if Leo Fender if Paul Reed Smith left Paul Reed Smith and started a new company called Smith Guitars or Paul Guitars or whatever,
P&L,
P&L, everybody would want to want him to make all the stuff that he already did. Now it's a good example because he's one of the last surviving people who owns a company that bears his name.
Yeah, it's a big company.
It's a bad example because I don't think he's going anywhere. You know what I mean? I don't think Paul has any designs on selling out. So, but if that did happen for whatever reason, it would be hard for him to make an all new thing without everyone saying, well, why don't you just make stuff that you already made? Well, because what would have to happen for Paul Smith to leave Paul Reed Smith Guitars? A fairly dramatic change in the
something. Yeah. Plus he's getting up there in age.
Yeah.
And
Okay, so I'm gonna say that I wish some brands that would come back. Obviously, everybody knows, or everybody thinks I'm gonna say Hamer, and I'm not gonna say Hamer.
Okay.
Because when we went to the NAMM show 10 years ago, it was probably about 10 years ago, maybe more. We saw there was new Hamer, and they were made in Korea or somewhere. And I'm like, wah, wah, wah. They were just kind of okay, import Hamers. I wasn't. So I'm going to say one that you will This is right out of left field. Bozo guitars. Never even heard of them. They're an acoustic company out of Chicago.
Okay.
And the guy who it was a guy, and but he like trained everybody that I would later go on to go, oh, that dude is so good at whatever he does.
I think I've heard of them.
Very ornate jumbo acoustic guitars.
Okay.
And yeah, I talked to someone once while I was in Chicago. I was at a restaurant and I'm talking to somebody who worked at the Rialto Theater. And he had a Bozo guitar.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, you actually have one? I've never met anybody who actually has one. He's like, oh yeah, I worked for the guy and I cut a finger off one time. And you know,
good news.
Yeah. But yeah. So I'm gonna vote for that. The reason that I bring this up is we had a chance to meet a new friend yesterday. Tim and his business partner Wes came into the shop, and they have a new guitar that they are very proud of, and it's cool. And every time I see somebody else's guitar, here's what I always think. Well, how would I build that if I was going to build that? And it's of course wildly different from the way whoever that person is doing it. And at some point, it's like I don't know. I guess I have my own style, so I would be like, well, I would do it in the same style, which is not. He didn't come in and go, hey, critique this and tell me how you would do it. So, but I just can't help but think that. So, yeah. Okay. Jim Fenton says pre-hairband era Kramers. I think you have a lot of people on team pre-hairband Kramer.
Yeah.
I think that was a cool one. Trance 9 says that the last name is pronounced my so I'm sorry I mispronounced that, but I'll have to look that one up. Jim says like Dean Zielinski. Dean Zielinski might be an even better example than Leo Fender, because I think he's got his Zielinski brand guitars now, which are, I don't believe in any way affiliated with Dean. I don't think. Yeah. Hey, Lou says, hit the like ever. Thank you, Lou. Butch Landry says PV, Mississippi's third largest industry after timber and poultry. Is PV still they're not doing anything? Or are they?
Not. I don't think they make anything in the US anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Billy Bongwater said Paul is going nowhere and Paul is great. Yeah, you need to understand, my friend, that I never was suggesting that Mr. Smith was going to leave the company. Yeah. I was just using that as a theoretical example that you maybe. Silver Bushman says Slammer. I think he's talking about the Hamer Slammer guitars, which
it can either be the Hamer Slammer or the
Hamer Slammer.
Hamer Slammer.
Yeah, you got to pick one. Hamer.
Yeah, they should have, and they should have when it came time to making the Slammer, they should have the import name of the guitar should have been Hammers.
Probably,
yeah. Ooh, you get an extra M. Cool.
Driddle said he's going to say Dan Armstrong. Actually, that's a good one. So Ampeg has reintroduced the Dan Armstrong guitars and basses. The last time they did was 2008. And neat guitars. It's funny. I've had a couple of the clear ones, and I still have one of the clear basses. And I had two or three of that shape, only made out of wood.
Oh,
neat.
Yeah,
but not as neat.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know why. Maybe
that's why the clear ones are cooler than the black plastic ones.
Well, the black, okay. Yes and no. The black plastic ones, the black acrylic is not nearly as stable.
Yeah.
It's not like black acrylic that's smoked.
Okay.
They although they did make one like that, but the original one like that the guy from the MC5 played, because it was Kramer.
Wayne Kramer.
Those were almost like I've never seen one, but it is my understanding they were almost like a Rubbermaid almost material.
Okay.
And I could be way
Like
off,
Delrin
and I
instead
probably
of-
am.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you guys
But I mean,
know,
the
let me
see-through
know.
guitar. I mean, just that aspect of it gets you most of the way to cool,
Yeah.
right?
Now, so I think that the neater, so I think that
It's a
in
neat shape.
the first coolest Dan Armstrong guitar is the clear Dan Armstrong guitar.
Okay.
The third coolest Dan Armstrong guitar is the wood version of those.
Okay.
The second coolest Dan Armstrong guitar was Dan Armstrong bought a bunch of Dan Electro stuff and reworked it all and put it all together, made a bunch of guitars, and it has a kind of this like a 60s space agey logo on it, or early 70s or something. It looks kind of like the Omega Man or something, or Logan's Run or something. That's what the text looks like, and they're neat. And in fact, I know for a fact there's a couple of them floating around Denver. And when I first started getting into those, they were available for sale, not particularly expensive, and that'd be pretty cool to get. But I don't know. I don't know what Ampeg's doing with that. I think that they're hard to make, and I think they're expensive, and I don't think everybody wants them except for the guys in Georgia Satellites and Scott Hall from Fu Manchu and me, I think. And I don't think Greg Ginn doesn't even want one anymore. Loring says Wandre guitars. Have you ever heard of Wandre guitars?
Yes.
What's a Wandre guitar?
They're very melty and lopsidey. Very
I think I might know. They kind of look like melted ice cream, kind of, or popsicle.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I'll go with micro frets. I wish micro frets was a thing again.
Who was doing micro frets?
It's several people have tried to restart it.
But who was the artist that was like, "Oh, I'm all in on micro frets"?
Oh well, it was
wasn't Mel Tillis, but
it was Carl Perkins.
Carl Perkins, yeah.
And because they would give him a guitar, and he took Glenn Campbell down. Glenn needed a 6-string guitar, and he's like, "Oh, let's go down. Hey, yeah, I know where to go. Let's go to micro frets. They'll just give you one."
Yeah.
So,
why did Glenn Campbell need a guitar and not be able to just go anywhere in the world and get one?
It was a different town or something.
Okay. So he was not in it. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine any reality where if Glenn Campbell needed a guitar, he couldn't just get one.
Well, how about Carl Perkins?
That too.
Time, he was playing with Johnny Cash.
I guess that's true too. Yeah. Why couldn't he get anything from anybody?
I think he'd lose them because he was drunk a lot.
Oh, okay.
At that
point. Silver Bushman says Galvin's guitar. I have one he made up doing some work on it now. I don't know what that is. That sounds like a neat thing though. Stringwood Guitar says, in all honesty, I've been more interested in brands like TTG, Highline, Sully, etc. You are all doing what we've wanted in the industry, so there's that. Well, that's a very kind thing to say.
Yeah, it's cool.
Chris from Highline lives pretty close to us and is a friend of ours, super cool guy. I haven't seen John Sullivan for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I was at a NAMM show was he every so
Which
often.
is the wrong place to see somebody sometimes. Yeah. It's hard to talk meaningfully at a NAMM show. There's too much going on.
Is he still in Texas? And I know for a fact he's still doing some workshops.
I saw one not too long ago.
Do you think they're as good as ours?
No.
I'm sure they're good.
I have no idea.
I'm just kidding. I think Billy Bongwater said Denand his laser. That was one of those guitars that like Johnny Winter played, that laser guitar that was like tuned from the back. And I don't want to guys, I kind of tease everybody and I crack wise on John Sullivan's a really nice guy, and yeah, I don't want to. I'm just joking when I say his guitar classes aren't as good as ours. But yeah. Martin Murray said Parker would be cool. Yeah. What do you think Parker, like, besides Adrian Belew and guys like that, like, what was the allure of the Parker guitars that, like, why didn't they catch on? I mean, they were neat.
Well, I
They
sure
were
thought
light.
they caught on there for a minute, but
That's
I guess
true.
they didn't. Yeah, I don't know. I never have played one. I think I might have picked one up one time. It was very light.
Have you ever, speaking of guitar brands that were really popular and everywhere, and then like poof, you don't see them anywhere now? They're the Chevette of guitars was the Valley Arts.
Oh yeah,
and they were just basically warm-off bodies and necks.
Yeah.
But like they were everywhere, and then they were nowhere. I haven't seen one for.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you went on Reverb, there's one. But
yeah.
But I don't see anybody playing those anymore. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Maybe because people go, oh, I can just get my own stuff from Warmoth and
maybe
have a funky looking headstock.
Yeah.
Silver Bushman says HP2 electric guitar and the composite acoustics line. Are they gone? Yeah, that's a bummer. Okay. Driddle says, I also like the Gibson modern double cut. It flopped, in my opinion, because of being custom shop and buckus. Yeah. The custom shop Gibson is, remember, it was like 2006 to 2010, maybe 2005 to 2010. They had like the guitar of the month. And that's where like the reverse flying V and there was a bunch of dumb stuff, but every so often there was something that was really inspired. Like there was the Gibson SG, I think they called it the Fire Glow finish, and it was a maple top and it had like a fade finish. Okay. And that was a pretty neat one. It was a standard guitar, but had a really cool finish. So yeah, I think that what do you think is going to happen to? Billy Bongwater says he meant Dean Zielinski and his laser necks. He loves that laser for bodies also.
Oh yeah, he does that hash thing on the backs of the necks.
But they're not gone. I think you can still get them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Curtis Chavez says, "Am I the only one who misses Area Pro 2 guitars? I'd love to see a ZZ done up to modern spec." Yeah, I think you are, Curtis. No. I remember there was a band we played with for a while in Denver called Lambasted, and they like had the guitar player had like this gigantic collection of Area Pro 2s.
Oh yeah. I think that was when Japanese guitars were no longer cheaper than American guitars. That was the end of Japanese guitars when the dollar and the yen kind of leveled out. That was the end of being able to bring in a bunch of Japanese stuff fairly cheap.
Yeah.
West Tone and
that's
Electra and a whole bunch of them. All those kind of house brands.
I want to revisit who is the guy, who is the name of the person who said that? Trance 9 was saying that he wanted to see West Tone and Electra. I had a West Tone bass that was wonderful. It was really delightful to play.
Yeah, I think you could actually get the factory to make you stuff to whatever level you wanted it.
Yeah.
Unlike some of the other factories. But I think that was all part of St. Louis music and being able to import guitars that they could then sell to smaller shops that needed, like student stuff and decent quality, lower priced stuff that wasn't Fender and Gibson at the time.
Let me ask you a question, Chris, about a guitar company that's probably around a little bit. No one's, I don't think anyone said BC Rich yet. And I don't know to what extent BC Rich is still out there. They're probably out there a little bit. But if you were going to if you were in charge of bringing back BC Rich, I don't know how you would be in charge of that, but let's just say you were in charge of bringing back BC Ridge.
Yeah.
And
I think the conversation would go like, "Hey, Chris, you want to help us bring back BC Ridge?"
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
What would you do? Like, what would you do to bring back BC Ridge?
I would go, I think they killed that company when they tried to make a bunch of really low cost, cheap shit.
That's what Ed Roman has said all along.
And, I remember walking into a Guitar Center and it wasn't a wall full, but it might as well have been, of acrylic BC Riches in a bunch of neon colors.
Yeah.
And I remember somebody once told me that if all you have to offer is neon colors, you have nothing new to offer. And I was just like, yeah.
How do you
those look like shit?
Wasn't it funny? Like BC Rich started out, everything was fairly crazy. And like at the end, it was like Strats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, or a guitar that might as well have been a Strat.
Yeah.
But it was made out of plastic in a slightly funkier shape with a point somewhere.
Yeah.
Or,
with an odd point.
Yeah. And it was like, oh yeah, these are, and you could tell they were shitty guitars.
I thought for sure you would say I would discontinue the Mission Control 87 switch model.
So I think people like, you maybe have to revisit some of that, but it doesn't have to do all of that stuff. Or maybe, some of them could, some of them don't.
Talk about very non-intuitive thing.
Well, yeah, you got to figure out how it works, or you just figure out the one or two sounds that works good and live with those.
Glue everything in place so that it can't be accidentally switched.
But the body shapes and the construction and the way the guitars looked, I thought were really, really cool and influential and to a bunch of other companies, and so there's got to be people that want a classic BC Rich looking guitar.
Oh, I'm sure there are. Yeah.
But
Billy Bongwater says that he knew Bernie Rico. That's cool.
Yeah. So for a while they had a custom shop down near Colorado Springs.
Do they still? Do you know?
I don't know if they do or not, but the stories that I heard was Matt's old shop in the garage was nicer.
Oh. Well, the old shop in the garage wasn't bad.
No, but
it wasn't
facility
big.
And everything else too. It was like, tough shit in the woods. That's the custom shop.
We are doing our Neck Through BC Rich workshop in November, and I'm excited to do that. What we're going to build something. What do you think we should build during that workshop? It's got it doesn't have to be neck through, but it's going to be a neck through because all those things.
I don't know. I think we ought to glue up a whole bunch of wood. And
a double whammy?
Yeah. No, I don't mean, just make it look as vintagey as it can.
So you don't, do you want to build one and me build one, or do you want to just build one?
No, but it doesn't have to be, like an 87 laminate neck, but a neck and then a couple different body woods. And
Joy and I went to Austin Hardwoods
a lot of brown
this weekend, and they had some Koa.
Yeah.
They had a stack of Koa.
Yeah.
And it was all shapes and sizes, a lot of it really small.
Yeah.
Guess how much it was a board foot?
$32.
$85 a board foot.
$85 a board foot.
Yeah.
What was that wood that we were looking at when we were at Paxton that one day?
Teak was really expensive.
Well, yeah, that was expensive. But there was another one.
Oh, zebra wood was crazy.
Zebra wood was really expensive. Yeah, it was $45 a board foot. So
we should maybe consider building, like, if one of you guys wants us to build you the guitar, or if you're like, oh man, I've always wanted a BC Rich whatever with Koa sides and maple neck through with the two center thingies. Now's a good time. It was figured Koa too. I mean, it was really nice, but it was like almost not big enough for anything except like pen blanks and stuff. So
really,
yeah, it was really little. Sean says you shouldn't build a Warlock. That's for sure. Stringwood Guitar says, anyone here afraid to say Hondo? I miss Hondo a little bit. Yeah. Hondo was sort of like the Huffy. I'm using a bike reference of the guitar world.
Yeah. Yeah. That was another house brand for somebody that got doled out all over the place. And they had some stuff made in Japanese factories too that was pretty good. And then they cheapened up and went to Taiwan, and yeah.
Billy says Bernie made a lot of BC Riches from koa. Yeah, he did. Now that was before the embargo on koa. It only grows in one place, so yeah, getting it is tricky. Jim says he used to have a solid koa base. Got it for about $500. Well, I hope you still have it, sir. Neck through with acrylic wings. No, Dave. That'd be funny though, wouldn't it? We're gonna put acrylic, but it's gonna be on the inside. You're only gonna be able to see it from the edge. Bernie set the standard for a long time with neck throughs. Absolutely. I think that Bernie Rico did, and I also think that the guys at Alembic did. I would imagine, though, and correct me if I'm wrong, some of that, there was probably a lot of like, ooh, look what he's doing, let's do that. Ooh, look what they're doing, let's do that. Or it could have been.
Well, what was the connection? Wasn't there a connection?
I don't think so.
Or who was the connection? Who was the Alembic?
Well, the guy you might be thinking of is Rick Turner worked at Alembic, but I don't think he ever did anything collaboratively with Bernie Rico. I could be way off.
Alembic worked someplace else.
Maybe.
And as soon as you see it, you're like, oh.
That could very well be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't remember who it was.
But yeah, the 70s were a neat time for lots of fancy wood and neck through everything. What do you think will happen when you and I stop doing TTG? I mean, obviously there won't be any more guitars, but yeah.
No, I don't know. I think you'd like to think that somebody will get obsessive about them, and they'll end up being worth something, not just another guitar brand,
maybe.
Or that somebody will go, oh man, these things are really cool, and then there'll be somebody that tells the tales, and they'll be wrong.
Yeah. Do you think that there will ever be a time when we get so gigantic that we start importing, TTG Hiluxes from Indonesia, and we get too big for our britches, and we have to go out of business because of
the company on a bunch of imports?
Yeah. Lado,
No,
that's cool.
I don't think so.
I don't see that happening. Yeah. Neck through Challenger 2070
Hammer company that we were talking about.
Hammer would be a good one.
Hammer Slammers.
Billy Bongwater says that we had a lumber company here named Penberthy in California. I would go into that. There would have been 100 pallets of ebony fingerboard. They would sell every guitar company in the world from. Oh, that's cool.
We saw a pallet of ebony fingerboards.
That's right.
At a place, and it was
that they weren't supposed to have.
We weren't going to use them. Gibson gave them away, and it was quite a sight. There was a lot of wood on that pallet, all cut down, ready for fingerboards.
What's the guitar you want to be remembered for?
I don't know. I like everything that we make.
Yeah, there's nothing that we make where I'm like, ugh, gosh, I hate that.
Yeah.
Even some of those ones, like I'm gonna irritate some people here. Like we made a handful of RDs, and I think that the RD is not nearly as inspired of a shape as other people think. But we made some, and I see pictures of them. I'm like, ooh, that actually is really cool. We did a good job on that one. Yeah, and that's not our design,
No, yeah, and so I'm thinking Challengers. And
is there anything that we used to make that you think we should make again? Like Daryl usually asks about the Honey Badger. And,
the Honey Badger was those were all kind of a prototypey kind of a thing that I don't think
there were a bunch of prototypes.
Yeah, we ever really ended up with what we want. The funny thing is the HST is very similar, and I think part of the deal with the Honey Badger was trying not to make an HST
or a PRS
or a Gibson Special double cut or all this other stuff, trying to change it up. and there's really only so many ways you can change them. And I think we fought the neck pocket thing for a long time and did some squirrely stuff that way.
Yeah, we did.
And
Jay says that you guys are already mentioned on other folks' streams. Heard your name come up on Mile House Studios video today. Oh, that's nice. I want to meet. Is it Paul from Mile House Studios?
I don't remember his name.
There is talk of getting Doc and him to come out in 2026. I would love it if that happened. That guy's video. He has more subscribers than we do. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I think what I'm doing is I'm not doing, and he's doing a lot of fun stuff. And
I think he does a lot of stuff.
Yeah. What am I doing wrong, you guys?
I think you're making too many guitars.
I'm making more guitars than I am videos.
Yes, I think that's the problem.
That is definitely a
thing. So imagine if he'd stop swearing.
Well, Jay says more F-bomb. Yeah, I think that I'm trying to not do that.
Yeah, he catches a lot of heat for that. I know I think he kind of likes that he catches heat for it. Yeah.
What was the offset called that Chris made recently? Was white and came with a tenor.
Oh, that was the Warp Driver. That was just an offset Telecaster kind of a shape. The little guitar, I like the body shape on that. As soon as I blew it up to because that's where it got designed, was for the little one. As soon as I blew it up to the full size tele size, I was like, it wasn't as cool in real life as it looked on screen. I thought it needed to be more offset and more.
I got to tell you, I think the new Hustler guitars, the one that is the one true and holy Hustler. I realize that sounds funny, but I'm really happy with those. Now, some of that is, it's not because I don't like the Challenger, because I do. I love the Challenger. We've been making those for a dozen years now. And I really am happy with the Hustler model. And I know you guys are waiting for us to kind of reveal those and release those. Dylan really wants that pink one, I think. And that's a cool one to get. Mike has the very first one that was that offset. I think I've got another Hustler that's in the back that I'm really excited about. I think, Chris, that the Icon might be, if I could be remembered for anything, might be the Icon.
Yeah.
Because we're doing something in a way that nobody else is doing it right now with the Icon. And I can't tell you everything about it. And one day someone's going to go, oh, that's what they did. But so if you have an Icon, you have a really cool piece of TTG history. And, we make Icons still. We just don't have, I'm so focused on HSTs right now that, and there's the two Hiluxes and there's the Hustlers. We haven't done a whole big batch of, well, that's not true, is it? We have done a big batch of.
Yeah. Well, Icons. Yeah. The class guitars were very, very similar. Yeah.
Okay.
That was a lot.
It was a boatload. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, we just,
What do you think of a spruce top Icon? That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think that'd be neat. Yeah, we've been talking about doing that.
Okay. What do you think about Nuno starting his own thing? Great question. I don't know anything about that, but I guess
Nuno Betancourt has his own guitar company.
I didn't, to be honest.
I don't know who's making them for him.
Maybe he's out there whittling them.
I'm sure he is. Yeah.
I don't know. If you were to say, hey, did you know that Nuno Betancourt had his own company? I mean, somebody did, and I saw that. Picture, yeah. But I'd be like, he was still with Washburn. I'm like, that was 35 years ago. I didn't know he was still doing that. Stringwood says, I'm saving cash for one of your workshops where we don't use spoke shapes. Yeah, I want to hang with the cool kids. Don't judge. Oh, come on, man. I would love for you to come out here and hang out with us. If by cool kids you meant us, maybe you meant, Dave. And
I automatically assume.
Dan and Doc and those guys. Yeah. Anyway, we're not going to have time to talk about the Great American Guitar Build-Off tonight because it's time to go, and it's time to turn it over to our good friend Dylan and his lovely wife, Leslie. Who knows what they're going to talk about tonight? Maybe they're going to talk about G&L. Maybe they're going to talk about pickups. Maybe they're going to talk about the Gerber, Applegate, Fairborn, Assist, Flickr. I don't know what they're going to talk about, but it's always fun. I hope you guys go over there and hang out with them. Hey, Rod just showed up. Rod, I am so excited to see you. I'm looking forward to it. It's right around the corner. Rod's probably on a plane right now, headed like here. It takes him so long to get here.
Saturday.
Oh, is he? So he might actually, yeah. Loring says they should talk about the GGBO. Loring, I tell you what we'll do. I tell you what I'm going to do, Loring. I don't have anything to reveal tomorrow, but I will do a video about the Great American Guitar Build-Off tomorrow. How'd that be?
Sure.
And I don't know when it's going to be.
Might be early.
Might be. It's not going to be 5 because I'm not staying here till 6.
No, because we have to clean tomorrow and eat lunch, and that's it.
But we will do so, Dan. There will not be a reveal tomorrow, but there will be a Great Guitar Build-Off update tomorrow. How'd that be? And I'll even let you guys know beforehand. Like I won't just like start it and then no one's here. You don't need to bring me a spoke shape, my friend. I have several. It's not it's I don't need another one. Thank you, Billy. That's very kind of you, my friend. Okay, guys. We will catch up with you tomorrow at some point and have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon. I'm guessing it'll be tomorrow afternoon.